Hello everyone, welcome back to the another session in Principles of Programming Languages. Today I am going to talk about BNF to EBNF conversion. This topic you will find in first unit, topic number 11. Let's get started. In the previous video, we were discussed about BNF and also we discussed about EBNF. BNF basically stands for Backus Nor form. So the grammar which have complete rules, that is what Backus Nor form, and the main purpose of BNF is to describe the syntax. This is what we already discussed, and EBNF also we finished in the last video. EBNF stands for Extended Backus Nor form. Now, so generally the extensions do not enhance the descriptive power of BNF. They only increase its readability and writability. To improve readability and writability for a BNF grammar, we have extended with BNF with some features which is called as extended Backus Nor form. Now, to improve readability and writability, BNF grammar is going to be consist of 3 meta symbols, and this is called as EBNF. So the grammar is said to be EBNF when the grammar is involving 3 meta symbols into it. The 3 meta symbols are what? The one symbol is square bracket, the second symbol is parenthesis, the third symbol is curly braces. The first is for optional part, the second is for operators part, the third is for repetitions. Now, for the better understanding, I have given an example. There is a BNF grammar here. BNF grammar is describing the syntax of a statement. Here it is one statement: expression derives, expression plus term, or expression minus term, or term. Now, so here when you find this R symbol, this is giving you optional part. So to increase the readability and writability, we'll reduce these 3 lines of code into single code using EBNF. So EBNF generally provides 3 meta symbols. One among it is optional part, which is square bracket. Now I'm going to convert this BNF into EBNF by taking 3 meta symbols. So what meta symbol is used here? I can take this optional part because I have found this R symbol, and also there are 2 operators plus and minus, so I can take parentheses. Now let's convert this BNF grammar into EBNF. Now what I can write is expression derives term. Okay, now the reason why I wrote term is this term optional part, term parenthesis, optional part minus term. Now let us understand with clarity. So here expression can be termed as or substituted as term. Fine. So this expression can be termed as term, this expression can be termed as term. Now finally the BNF grammar is what? Term plus term, term minus term, term. So in all these 3, term is the repetition word. So for repetition we have braces. So now use term. One term is outside of the repetition block, the other term is inside of the repetition block. The reason is the one term is there, no, this term, it should be out of the repetition block, because 3 terms, this term, this term, this term. So you don't have repetition of 2 terms. If you keep this term here in this repetition, it will be totally wrong, because you are repeating 2 terms, but you are not repeating 2 terms. There is only one rule, there is a rule with only one term. So one term should be out of the repetition block. Now coming to this one, here we wrote this parenthesis to represent what? Optional part, I mean operator part. So I found in the grammar two operators, so I wrote here plus or minus in parenthesis and it is term. So this is what EBNF grammar for this BNF. Now how I have achieved good readability and writability? When you concentrate or when you focus on BNF grammar, you whatever the grammar you found in 3 lines, that I could able to write in a single line using of this meta symbols. Let's see the other example. Now I'm giving the example of EBNF grammar. So here also you can see expression term into term, term divided by factor, term into factor, term divided by factor and factor. Now so here what I can write in the conversion part. Now let's all convert along with me. Now I'm just converting term. The reason why I'm taking term as, so I have taken this grammar as a other one. If you take this grammar the down of the earlier one, then you have to write here term, because the last substitutionary is term. So I'm considering this as a different one, so I have to write expression itself. Expression derives. Now the same factor is 1. So this factor you please write outside. Now what you have to write here? Again parenthesis into r divided by and a factor. So this is what repetition. You just keep inside of the braces. That's it. This is what the EBNF grammar for this BNF grammar. Yes. Now we'll see the other example. The other example is expression derives expression exponential and factor. Expression. This expression is expression and ID. Now this can be written as expression derives, expression is common, xp is common, repetition in exponential and exp derives expression ID. So this is what EBNF. Now look at this. This is the previous asked question. So in end semester examination, convert a BNF grammar into EBNF grammar. Now you will given with a BNF grammar. So whatever the grammar may be of, I just taken the whatever grammars we were seen from the starting of the slide to now, this grammar only I have taken. So the only difference what you can found is, so the moment when you finish the first rule about expression is substituted with the term. So now that's what the second is begin with the term, and term has substituted with the factor. In the last third rule, it is termed with the factor, and the finally it is ended with the expression and it started with the expression. The reason why we have to take this is abstractions or the non-terminals which has to defined in the grammar. And coming to the conversion part, in the conversion part you have to use 3 meta symbols as we were discussed in the earlier. Now what 3 meta symbols you have to use? Parentheses you have to use for any operators, braces you have to use for repetition, and this is for optional part. If you have any optional part you can use it. So this is what your EBNF grammar. Okay, now let's see the reverse of it, or ulta. I have given BNF grammar where you have to find the EBNF, or else if you given with this you can get this also. I'll show you in reverse way that I have this EBNF and I have to construct the BNF grammar from EBNF. So EBNF grammar is what here? If statement derives, if expression, statement, else statement. This is what EBNF. How can I say? Because here I found it is else part symbol. So else part is what? It is optional part. Fine. Now how to construct the BNF grammar from this grammar? You first of all write this statement as it is. Okay. And later this is what optional part which is added to this. So that's what if expression statement. It is simple if statement, and it is if expression statement else statement. So this can be written in EBNF in the form of this. So this is about BNF to EBNF conversion, EBNF to BNF conversion. My sincere advice to all the students, you just take some few examples to convert BNF to EBNF, EBNF to BNF, because it is very important questions. And basically we cannot give a guarantee for the weightage of the question, but when you focus the previous question papers of PPL, I am sure that you will find the conversion from BNF to EBNF or BNF to EBNF or EBNF to BNF. Fine, you just practice by taking few examples so that you will be strong enough to define BNF to EBNF. Thank you all.